Florida Governor Ron DeSantis's social media bill, which would have fined and even criminalized platforms for in any way censoring politicians, right-wing politicians, let's be clear about that, has been blocked by the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals. Because guess what? Private companies get to practice their First Amendment rights without the government essentially punishing them for it. Now, he attempted to satisfy his base back in 2021 after Trump was banned from Twitter because of the fact that he was inciting violence during the Capitol riots. Of course, DeSantis needs to suck up to Trump since he rode on his coattails. And so let's get to the details of what the bill would have done and why it was struck down. So the law would give Florida's Attorney General authority to sue companies under the state's Deceptive and Unfair Trade Practices Act. It would also allow individual Floridians to sue social media companies for up to $100,000 if they feel they've been treated unfairly. Let's just pause for a second, because even though this Florida law will not come to fruition as a result of the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals blocking it, understand that Republican politicians under the leadership of DeSantis in Florida are more interested in regulating corporations when their feelings are hurt. But when corporations are crushing you, when corporations are stealing your wages, when corporations are taking their profits and failing to compensate fairly their own employees so they can go ahead and enrich themselves through corporate stock buybacks, they love it. They don't want to regulate any of that. They love that greed. They love empowering corporations to engage in that greed. But if social media platforms, if these corporations hurt their feelings, that's when they want to crush them. It's telling, isn't it? This is what populism is in the right wing. Populism for the right wing is, what can we do to maintain our power? What can we do to continue crushing people? What can we do to continue to suck up to our corporate overlords? But if they hurt our feelings, maybe we'll speak out a little bit. Maybe we'll try to do something about it.
Yeah, so let's note the ironies here because they are amazing. So the court, which by the way had a lot of right-wing judges, including one appointed by Trump.
All of them were Republican appointed judges, all of them.
Yeah, all of them, including a Trump appointee. They said basically, what are you guys, nuts? This is the government regulating speech. You say you're for free speech, but this law itself violates free speech. A person or a company can choose to say or not say whatever they want. The government cannot make them say something or cannot prevent them from saying something. That's the First Amendment. And here, the governor of Florida was saying, no, we want to regulate your speech. Twitter doesn't get to decide, Facebook doesn't get to decide. We decide for you what you are allowed to say and what you must say. So the social media companies were like, okay, now we get to point number two. They're like, wait, so if a right-wing politician or any politician says, let's go out and kill people, and by the way, they're pretty close to saying that. Several Republican politicians have said, grab your guns, know your Second Amendment rights. If the government, ironically, even though they're from the government, it tries to do anything, make sure you use your Second Amendment remedies. So the social media platform saying, are you saying that if a politician says on our platform, go kill people, I have to leave that up? I don't want to leave that up. What if people listen to them and people are killed? I don't want to choose to have that speech on my platform as a private citizen. And the Republicans in Florida were like, we don't give a damn about free speech. No, we're obviously lying about it. We just want you to say whatever we want. And if we're in favor of violence, shut up and write down the violence. You don't have any goddamn rights. And now Republican appointed judges are like, no, that's not the way the law works, you schmucks. It's the exact opposite.
So the court wrote in their opinion, or their decision on the matter, we conclude that social media platforms' content moderation activities, permitting, removing, prioritizing, and deprioritizing users and posts constitute speech within the meaning of the First Amendment. But honestly, Cenk, I mean, right now, considering what we're dealing with at the Supreme Court, if this continues to get challenged and if it makes its way to the Supreme Court, who knows what they'll do?
Look, Clarence Thomas will do anything that a Republican politician tells him to do, okay? Including destroy our democracy. But overall, even the Republicans on the Supreme Court can't say yes to this. Why? Because then what if there was a platform that said, oh yeah, left-wing politicians can come on and say, kill all the right-wingers. Well, you can't have that, right? So with right-wingers, even if they're Supreme Court justices, the only thing they care about is themselves. So they think through, right? Can it affect me or can it not affect me? Oh, wait a minute, if I allow that, if we tell the platform they must keep up any speech that a politician wants. I mean, it's so obviously against the First Amendment. I'm not even sure Clarence Thomas is that dumb. And no, I take it back. He's definitely that dumb and that, I was gonna say unprincipled. Of course he's that unprincipled, right? But the rest of them, they can easily conjure up a scenario where a left-wing politician says, why don't you go kill the Supreme Court justices? And then they're gonna be like, no. No, of course, yes, we meant First Amendment. We meant Constitution. No, you cannot, the government cannot tell a platform that they must keep up any speech of a politician.
And by the way, I mean, look, Twitter had a pretty clear interest in censoring Trump. So 2 tweets I want to bring to your attention so you understand, and also it buttresses the point that you made, Cenk, about violence. One of them was on January 6th, of course, as the Capitol riots had happened. These are the things and events that happened when a sacred landslide election victory is so unceremoniously and viciously stripped away from great patriots who have been badly and unfairly treated for so long. Go home with love and peace. Remember this day forever. Okay. And then, of course, here's a George Floyd tweet from Trump as well. These thugs are dishonoring the memory of George Floyd, and I won't let it happen.
Hilarious.
And he ends it with, this is the relevant part. Any difficulty and we will assume control, but when the looting starts, the shooting starts. And I mean, these are just 2 examples of Trump's incitements to violence. He did it regularly.
So the right wing is completely brainwashed, so they might not know facts like this. So when Trump calls the January 6th rioters great patriots, he already knew that they were chanting, hang Mike Pence, hang Mike Pence. So he's like, oh, you're looking to murder my vice president for not following my illegal orders. That's great, patriots. We'll remember this day forever. Now remember, guys, this was a pretty good job. It's obviously saying that in his tweet. And on the looting, when the looting starts, the shooting starts, he's literally calling for violence. And guess what happened? There was a protest, and then that devolved, and a bunch of right-wingers showed up. One of them's name was Kyle Rittenhouse, and they all showed up with weapons. And guess what happened? The shooting started, just like the president told them to. And so the social media platforms are saying, look, you can't criticize us for being this evil force in the world that's driving more lies and paranoia and conflict and violence, and then tell us that if we ban someone for directly encouraging violence, that we're not allowed to do that as long as they're a Republican. No deal. They actually have freedom of speech and can do anything that they want with that freedom of speech. And even the right-wing justices and judges in this case confirmed that.